Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, total world victory of Hari Krishna. Welcome back to another Bhagavad Gita class with your host, me, Prahlad. Today we are doing Bhagavad Gita 428. Getting straight into it. Here we go. Dravya-yajñās, tapo-yajñā, yoga-yajñās, tathāpare, svādhyāya-jñāna-yajñāś cha yatayaḥ saṁśita-vratāḥ dravya-yajñā, sacrificing one's possessions, tapo-yajñā, sacrifice in austerities, yoga-yajñā, sacrifice in eightfold mysticism, tathā, thus, apare, others, svādhyāya, sacrifice in the study of the Vedas, jñāna-yajña, sacrifice in advancement for transcendental knowledge, cha, also, yatayaḥ, enlightened, saṁśita, taken to strict, vrita, vows. Translation. Let's go a little bit too far. There are others who, enlightened by sacrificing their material possessions in severe austerities, take strict vows and practice the yoga of eightfold mysticism, and others study the Vedas for the advancement of transcendental knowledge. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. These sacrifices may be fitted into various divisions. There are persons who are sacrificing their possessions in the form of various kinds of charities. In India, the rich mercantile community or princely orders open various kinds of charitable institutions like dharmasala, anna-kṣetra, atithi-śālā, annath-leya, vidya-pitha, etc. In other countries too, there are many hospitals, old age homes, and similar charitable foundations meant for distributing food, education, and medical treatment free to the poor. All of these charitable activities are called dravyamaya-yajña. There are others who, for higher elevation in life, or for promotion to higher planets within the universe, voluntarily accept many kinds of austerities, such as chandrayana, and chaturmasi. These processes entail severe vows for conducting life under certain rigid rules. For example, under the chaturmasi vow, the candidate does not shave for 4 months during the year July to October. He does not eat certain foods, does not eat twice in a day, and does not leave home. Such sacrifice of the comforts of life called is called tapomaya-yajña. There are still others who engage themselves in different kinds of mystic yogas, like the Patanjali system for merging into the existence of the Absolute, or haṭha-yoga, or aṣṭāṅga-yoga for particular perfections. And some travel to all the sanctified places of pilgrimage. All these practices are called yoga-yajña. I'll scroll down a little bit. Sacrifice for a certain type of perfection in the material world. There are others who engage themselves in the study of different Vedic literatures, specifically the Upaniṣads and the Vedānta-sūtras, or the Sankhya or the Sankhya philosophy. All of these are called svādhyāya-yajñā, or engagement in the sacrifice of studies. All these yogis are faithfully engaged in different types of sacrifice and are seeking a higher status of life. Krishna consciousness is, however, different from these because it is the direct service of the Supreme Lord. Krishna consciousness cannot be attained by any one of the above mentioned types of sacrifice, but can be attained only by the mercy of the Lord and his bona fide devotee. Therefore, Krishna consciousness is transcendental. There we go. Looking at the differences, which I do not have. Just pull it up. I remember where the link is by memory now. We're looking for 28. A little bit. It's 14, 27. Nope, too far. Okay, 28. There are a few changes. Hopefully there are this one. I'll scroll down a little bit. Hopefully there are some explanations. There are not. Interesting. Let's move this. Okay. So the original, there are others who, enlightened by sacrificing, has been changed to having accepted strict vows. Some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions. Okay. Maybe. Let's see. What does this comment say? ETC with. Well, it's interesting as there's quite a few changes here, but no reasoning to why. Well, I wanted to say in the manuscript. I'm also going to scroll down. There are others who, take strict vows. There are others who are taken into strict vows, enlightened in the matter of sacrificing their positions. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if that changes the meaning of it, but it definitely is a change that I find that a bit weird. Anyway, the next change, sacrificing their material possessions in severe austerities. Has been changed to sacrificing their possessions and others by performing severe austerities. Some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions, and others by performing severe austerities. There are others who enlightened by sacrificing their material possessions in severe austerities. Okay. Well, that does change the meaning, and I do understand the meaning that it changes. The original says, there are others who enlightened by sacrificing their material possessions in severe austerities. So you sacrifice your material possessions in severe austerities. And then in the second edition, it says, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions and others by performing severe austerities. So in the first edition, it says, enlightened by sacrificing material possessions and severe austerities. And then the next one is sacrificing their possessions or by performing severe austerities. I wonder if the original manuscript was like that. Yeah, it is. There's a comma here. So there are others who are others who are taken into strict vows, like in the matter of sacrifice. Is it? Yeah, I think there's supposed to be a comma there from the original manuscript, because it's talking about the others. They're enlightened by sacrificing their possessions in severe austerities in the practice of yoga. And then in the actual purport, it does have that sort of list structure, sacrificing of material possessions, charities and stuff, and then severe austerity. So yeah, okay, interesting. So the second edition does technically make a bit more sense. I'm not 100% sure if it's going closer to the manuscript, but I'm pretty sure it is. And then so take strict vows and practice the yoga of eightfold mysticism has been changed to by practicing the yoga of eightfold mysticism. Okay, interesting. What does it say in the purport again? For example, under the Chasmati vow, it does talk about the vows, but in the translation, there's no mention of the vows. Interesting. What does it say in the original manuscript? It does not mention anything about vows. But here it does, in the word for word. Where is it? Vows. Taking to strict vows. Taking to strict vows, and then take to strict vows. Okay, well, that's weird that would be taken out, because it's in the word for word translation and it's been moved around here, but there's no mention of it in the second edition. But there is mention of it in the purport. Okay. And then the next one, the others study the Vedas, or by studying the Vedas. That change makes sense if you're looking at the second edition's list structure. It's talking about it's a list of how enlightenment is come by. So yeah, that makes sense. And then for the and others study the Vedas for the advancement of transcendental knowledge, or by studying the Vedas to advance in transcendental knowledge. Yeah, that change also makes sense. Continuing on with the tone. I don't know if it's tone, but continuing on with the way that it's written. Okay, a few more changes. So, Dharmasala. I wonder what that is. A little quick look up. It's a city. I guess it must be something else, but these have been hyphenized in the second edition, and etc has been etc has been removed, and instead of it being a list and then etc, it's a list, and then it says and Vidyapita. That ends the list. Okay. Here it says does not eat twice in a day and does not leave home. Does not eat twice in a day or does not leave home. Interesting. Because I know when it says or in the second edition, it's not meaning a one or the other. I guess that's it's English is an interesting language. When it says or there, it means it's all inclusive. Because both of the things happen. Does not eat twice a day or does not leave home. It is not either or. It's both. Does it have any etc with like is redundant? Okay, that was why etc was changed. No other comments. Okay. And or. Yeah, well, anyway, it's basically meaning to say does not eat twice a day and does not leave the home, does not eat twice a day or does not leave the home. Yeah, I don't know if that is like a weird thing about English, because normally when you say or, it can be one or the other, but this one it's including both of them. So normally you would say and. So I don't know why that would be changed. Anyway, Sankhya philosophy, the S has been capitalized. The full stop, the comma here has been changed to a full stop, which is weird. Is it okay? Check the database. What is it? Sankhya philosophy. Is that it? The Upaniṣads. No, it's fun. I'm looking at the wrong part. Looking for here. Or engagement in the studies. That's a comma. That's in the database, which is the second edition. So why is that a full stop there? That might be an error in the differences, because there's no capital O for the next sentence, and here it is a comma, and it wouldn't make sense to end the sentence there. Interesting. Anyway, the next Krishna consciousness, comma, is, however. Krishna consciousness, however, is different. I think that's just a grammatical change. I'm not sure which one's grammatically correct. It's just like, I'm not one to, it's got to be supreme proper grammar. To me, they both sound the same. Krishna consciousness is, however. Krishna consciousness, however, is. I think one of them is proper, writing grammar that you write down, and the other one is how you would say it. Don't quote me on that. Next change, the above mentioned type of sacrifices. The above mentioned types of sacrifices. The sacrifice. I don't think that changes the meaning. I'm not sure. What does it say here? I've scrolled. Sacrifice, and then the S has been dashed out. So yeah, I'm not sure why I would say sacrifices. I think sacrifice is the right word to use there. And is bona fide devotees. Yeah, I understood that when it said devotee here, it was talking about devotee installed in a plural sense, but I guess they wanted to, explicitly say devotees. Manuscript, it says devotee in plural. Anyway, that's it for the changes. Talking about the actual purports, yeah, it's sort of like a really long list of stuff. The different yajñas and ways. to achieve enlightenment. But then at the end, it talks about none of the above mentioned types of sacrifice. Wait, Krishna consciousness cannot be attained by anyone of the above mentioned types of sacrifice. Can only be attained by the mercy of the Lord and his bona fide devotee. Thus, Krishna consciousness is transcendental. Yes, basically, all the other stuff can be exclusive to Krishna consciousness. You can do all the sort of charitable yajñas, sacrifice the possessions. You can do the yoga, the aṣṭāṅga-yoga, the haṭha-yoga. Can take the vows, do all that sort of stuff, and still not be within Krishna consciousness. Still not have that Krishna consciousness. But yeah, it's attained by the mercy of the Lord and his bona fide devotee. Makes sense. This purport in particular has a lot of references to other sort of stuff. Yeah, I won't say it's unusual, but it's not common. Bhakta-waridi, I gotta start like pronouncing stuff properly. Most of the time I just sort of blurt out what I think it sounds like, and sometimes not right. So make a more conscious effort to do that. But he says, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Yeah. I find the use of the mysticism, eightfold mysticism. I don't hear the word mysticism very often. It's always interesting to expand the vocabulary that's outside of normal use, day to day. I don't know if I would use mysticism almost ever, but Bhagavad-gita's always got something new. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's taking in what it says. Thinking about a contemporary application. Yeah, I guess there are heaps of people, well, not heaps, but there are people out there, specifically doing the yoga-yajñā. Not in Krishna consciousness. People will go to yoga on like, I don't know, Sundays or Saturdays, just to do yoga, because they enjoy doing yoga. But there's no Krishna conscious in that. There might be spiritual, might have the spirituality, but there won't be the specific Krishna consciousness there. And there might also be people who are Krishna conscious and do yoga. But there would be people who do the yoga, yajña, aṣṭāṅga or haṭha-yoga, who aren't in Krishna consciousness. I would know, as I've been around yoga centers and that sort of stuff quite a bit, and there's I think not a majority, not a minority, but maybe like 50-50 percent of people who just come to yoga to do some sort of exercise, and then the other 50% are have that spirituality, have that Krishna consciousness. Yeah, so that's with the yoga-yajñā. With the other ones, not so familiar with. But yeah, that was the one with yoga-yajñā. Yeah. So to finish us off, going back to the actual verse itself, always read it better the second time around. Thing is, because I've got myself used to reading it, but as soon as I say that, I mess up the first word. Dravya-yajñās, tapo-yajñā, yoga-yajñās, tathāpare svādhyāya-jñāna jñāna-yajñās cha yatayaḥ saṁśita-vratāḥ. There are others who, enlightened by sacrificing their material possessions in severe austerities, take strict vows and practice the yoga of eightfold mysticism, and others study the Vedas for the advancement of transcendental knowledge. Yeah, thank you guys for watching live. Thank you for your comments. And thank you if you're watching afterwards. If you like any of the content that we do here, give it a like, give it a share, tag your friends, and I'll be back tomorrow to do another Bhagavad-gita class, 429, getting close to chapter 5. I think that will be me next week. Hold up, no, it won't. there's 40 verses, so that's like still 11 days. So it'll be me in 2 weeks. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow to do another class. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, total world victory of Hare Krishna. Good morning, good evening, or good night. It is a good night for me. And yeah, I will see you guys later.